Hello, freelance photographers. It's Silent Signs from I Dream of Indie, and today we are taking a look at Pupperazzi. This is a first-person photography-style game where you are taking pictures of dogs in pretty much any scenario you can imagine. Dogs doing dog things, dogs doing people things, and pretty much everything in between. There isn't necessarily a prevalent storyline here. The long and the short of it is you are photographing these dogs and trying to build your social media presence on Dognet. And that's really all you need to know. You're not here for the story, you're here for the dogs, and yes, you can actually pet them in this game, but that's not all. You can also feed them treats, you can play frisbee with them, you can even scare them with little Roombas. This is a game that's going to be accessible to most age groups. The game can either be played using keyboard and mouse or with a controller. I will say that while I typically prefer playing with a controller, it was a little bit inconvenient here because for some reason, the inputs kept getting confused in the game. You'll see in my footage, it kind of switches back and forth between showing keyboard and mouse inputs and the controller inputs, so I'm not sure what was going on there, but I was still able to play it okay. As far as the actual gameplay goes, there's no big tutorial. You kind of just get thrown into things. The first thing that you learn is you can take photographs, typically of the really adorable dogs that populate these locations. This isn't just a volunteer position for you, though, because you are actually completing various tasks or objectives, and in doing so, you will earn both followers as well as bonks, which are gold dog bones. These bonks can be used to purchase camera upgrades, such as different types of film filters and camera lenses. You do not always need to be taking photographs just to complete an objective, though. You can really take as many photos as you would like, but you do have a limited amount of film in your camera. Leaving a particular location will delete the photos in your current film roll unless you have saved them to your favorites. So that's a great way to catalog some of the photos that you might want to share with your friends. As I mentioned before, you also have the option to upload those photos to Dognet, where people can like and comment, similar to a Instagram or Facebook style interaction. Some people will want to see more dogs in groups, others will want to see more dogs in costumes. Either way, you can't please everyone all the time, but you can sure as heck try. There are a few different locations that you'll be able to travel to in Pupperazzi. Not a ton, it's not a huge game necessarily, but they do vary things up a bit by allowing you to go at different times of day, so the beach at sunset might look a little bit different than the beach at night. There are also vending machines scattered about these locations where you can either purchase those camera upgrades, as I mentioned before, or just pick up various items to interact with the dogs. These don't cost anything, but they are super fun to use. You can pick up a boom box and make the dogs dance, or you can just pick up a stick and play fetch. The thing about Pupperazzi that is either going to be a huge pro or a huge con for you is that there's no big challenge level, there's no damage. If you take a bad picture, you're not going to get punished. It's really about the relaxing experience of exploring a world and taking pictures of dogs. At the very least, I do think this game will make you smile. It's cute. It also seems very self-aware. They know exactly what they've made here. They know who their audience is. If you're a fan of games like Pokemon Snap or any of the other similar photography style games and you love dogs, then this is probably a must play for you. But that's not to say it is a perfect game. I did have Pupperazzi crash on me pretty early into my playthrough. It may have been fixed by now, or at least by the time that you're going to be able to purchase this game, but it is worth noting because I definitely didn't see it coming. Then of course there is that little awkward tension between the keyboard versus controller inputs on my screen. Still not quite sure what's going on there. Hopefully that will be fixed as well, but you definitely can't ignore how adorable this game is. It is bright and colorful. It has some of the cutest little dogs I've ever seen. If you pat their little heads, you can see hearts, and those appear in your pictures. It just doesn't get much cuter than this. I do really just like the simplistic style of these environments. They're not heavily detailed, but they do the job. And I like how the time of day can impact the type of photos you're able to take there. So it's great that they incorporated that into the options. The visuals aren't the only thing that change with the day versus night. However, you also get a different soundtrack during the day than you do at night, which is great because while I did really enjoy the daytime soundtrack, it's super upbeat and happy. It does get a little bit tiring after a while, so it was nice to be able to switch it up when I needed a break from the super positive vibes I was getting. Some of the items you can collect and pick up from the vending machines also changed the music a bit, which I thought was a cool touch. As far as sound effects go, you get your camera sounds and your dog sounds to go along with the kind of atmospheric ocean noises and breeze and things like that in the background. It does make, again, for a really nice, relaxing game experience. Nothing is super loud or obnoxious. There's no voice acting because there's no people. And that honestly summarizes Pupperazzi as a whole. Not a perfect game, but a nice, relaxing experience, a step away from the hustle and bustle of human life to step into the world of dogs, where your biggest responsibility is taking a picture of a cute dog in a really funny outfit. Sometimes life is rough, so it's nice to have a game that's a walk in the park. So will you be fetching a copy of Pupperazzi? Let me know in the comments down below. Before I go, I just want to thank our indie warriors Bill T, Christian Cruz, Kevalo, Mitchell Hall, Chris Jackson, Nathan Moore, Adriana Amato, CJR, C Coil, Skeptism, Haley, Julian Colbus, Jen Rose, Jesse, CPM, Bunny, JRS8, Raylan, Marky Mint, Dave Harp, Peekaboo, Lex Noyle, and Eric. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already, don't forget you can subscribe down below so you don't miss any reviews or previews, and check out the description box if you'd like to see how to become an indie warrior yourself. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.